Hello, my name is Chris Goslow and I am a composer and music educator. And today I want to talk a little bit about the process I went through in writing the score for a production of Frankenstein. And before I do, I thought I would just jump right in and play you a piece from the score. So the piece I'm going to play for you first is basically inspired by the character of Victor Frankenstein, who is the scientist who creates the creature that we think of as Frankenstein in our popular culture. And this piece is called Victor's Lament. That was Victor's Lament, a piece I composed as part of the score for a production of Frankenstein. So I want to talk a little more about the process of writing this, and I hope that my discussion might be of value to aspiring creatives, composers, and writers who may see this. The first thing you should know about this project is that I wrote all the music in about 6 weeks. In fact, the entire cast and crew had the same amount of time. We started working on this in the beginning of September, and the last week was the opening week, last weekend. I wrote 9 pieces of piano music, and I gave each piece to a student who actually arranged this music to be played by other orchestra instruments. Other students who came together and played in a band with me. And so the band includes euphonium, oboe, guitar, second keyboard, drums, percussion, and French horn. And so it's needless to say, quite a lot of logistics and people coming together to put this together. So the first thing I want to say is that when you're working on a creative project, it always pays to have good people. I knew that this theater program is very strong. I've worked with them in the past, and I was excited to get the chance to write this music because I knew the quality of the production that it would be. What I want to mainly focus on as far as this conversation, though, is that I also felt like I was prepared for this project. I've done a lot of musical theater and I've composed a lot of music, and while I've done it many years ago, I did do a project where I composed music for theater. This was my first in a while and my first in such a short time frame. However, I was excited and I was confident that I could do it. And that's the main thing I would like to stress right now, is the importance of being prepared to get to work and to get the job done. It's so important that you feel like you're in alignment with the project at hand, and I definitely felt that way. The moment I heard about this project, I started to have ideas coming. I can even track the night a couple days after I got the email about the project where the first idea hit. And I believe it was the following week where I already had an idea that I brought in for the audition to show to some of the musicians. And so I knew I was ready for this. I have written a lot of music and I've continued to write and create. And here's an interesting point, is that I haven't just been writing piano music or, certainly not just like this kind of gothic style that you just heard, but I've been writing and creating in many different ways. Most recently, interestingly enough, I did a daily blog where I wrote posts every day for over a year. And I did that because I felt that it would help free me up creatively. I wanted to change from, what was kind of stressful sort of music career type activities and marketing. And I wanted something where I could just express myself. In fact, the fact is I didn't write a whole lot about music. But I will tell you this, I think it just strengthened my work ethic as far as creating, and it got me even more used to just working on a deadline and not overthinking it. So coming off of that win, I actually was quite well tuned and sharpened my saw to get into a creative project like composing piano music. So it's so important that as a creator that you allow yourself to create. And it doesn't matter whether that stuff is all great stuff. As a teacher, I often have to tell people, let yourself create something bad, even if it's bad, because you'll get better. But you have to start where you're at. You can't just instantly write a masterpiece most of the time, okay? And if you could, you probably already would know that. But if you haven't yet done it, take the baby step of writing something, even if it's not, in your opinion, great. This is part of the thing, I think, for a lot of creatives, is their mind can be so harsh with them that it can kind of take them away from just the process of giving themselves a chance. And I've been creating piano music and different music for a long time. Another quick story, at the beginning of last year, 2018, I spent about 6 months where I was creating multiple new pieces every week and even every day for a while because I wanted to just explore. In fact, I was doing this on GarageBand. Speaking of low-hanging fruit, making it easy, I just created on GarageBand for a long time just to create stuff and just have it create a bigger catalog. That is, of course, after I'd already written 2 piano albums. So I've done a lot of creating for a long time, and I'm very much in the spirit of that flow. So whatever, it's funny because you could get there through writing. You could get there through writing and composing. Whatever your medium is, you get in that habit. I think it can help you. It's just developing that work ethic and that habit of becoming someone who can create easily and get down to work. So I hope that those thoughts are inspiring to you. If you're inspired to want to maybe get some help around your own creativity, writing music, or freeing yourself up, I do teach, and you can find more about my teaching at pianolessonsinsacramento.com. You can also check out my artist website at chrisgoslow.com. Okay, to wrap up this video, I'm actually going to play another piece from Frankenstein. This piece is probably the lightest of the pieces in the entire score. It's good to have something that's not melancholy. And this piece is called Of Innocence.